Hello everyone, it's Wednesday, March the 6th, Minute Plus Meditation here. First reading is taken from the book of Deuteronomy. Moses spoke to the people, Israel, give heed to the statutes and ordinances that I am teaching you to observe, so that you may live to enter and occupy the land that the Lord your God, the God of your ancestors, is giving you. So our Lord is, obviously, he's giving them this warning, to keep the ordinances and the statutes I am teaching you. And then at the end of this reading is what I want to focus on. But take care and watch yourselves closely, so that neither to forget the things that your eyes have seen, nor to let them slip from your mind all the days of your life. Make them known to your children and your children's children. This is good advice God gave them, and of course they probably forgot. It didn't take very long in terms of history that they forgot this. Why? Because they intentionally forgot it? Probably not. But if we do not intentionally sort of work at cultivating a remembrance, then we will forget these things. For them it was the ordinance and the statutes. For us, it's the need to pray, the need to go to Mass. Just think about it. Every time we go to Mass on Sunday, we're fulfilling an obligation. We are. That can't be denied. But we're also remembering. We're also remembering that we need to remember God. We're in being intentional. Whether we go for the ultimate good reason because we love God and we seek to worship Him, Mass is the greatest form of worship. We can't in any way imitate that at home. It's good to pray at home. It's beautiful to pray at home in the forest. Pray at the bottom of the ocean if you want to. God is everywhere, but there's no superior form of worship to the Mass, because it's the worship of Jesus Christ, is the offering of Himself to His Father. And that's divine. That's God offering Himself to God, as a cure of ours used to say. We have to remember this all the time, because life is just stripping away our memory. The immersion into the details of everyday existence being worn down, distractions, especially in our age, the devices and everything. So remember. That's why every 7 days we remember the covenant. Every day we should be making time, carving it out to pray. Our need for God. This Lent, making time to pray, fast, or give alms. One of the works of mercy, one of the works of penance, I should say. The works of mercy are good to do as well. But we should be doing these things to help us remember our need for God. Lest this thing, be caught up in whatever is flashing before our eyes, it's appealing to our senses. So remember, God gave this advice, and we need to remember this advice. Over to the Gospel. We're in Sermon on the Mount, Matthew chapter 5. Jesus went up the mountain to pray. Went up the mountains, and He began to teach His disciples. Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have come not to abolish, but to fulfill. For truly I tell you, until heaven and earth pass away, not one letter, not one stroke of a letter will pass from the law until all is accomplished. So, it's addressed to every generation. Perhaps it's more so in our generation, when so many people they just want to forget this, right? Don't remember this. Whether it's because of they've never taken the time to actually know it, therefore it's easy to forget what you don't know. Or you remember just a little bit and it's not going to stay very long. Or those who do know this and they don't really want to know its fullness, the fullness of the reality of this teaching. And Jesus did not come to abolish the law. He said the commandments are still applicable. To the young man, how do I get to heaven? Follow the commandments. And He actually preached a higher law in the Beatitudes. And He said, be perfect as my Father is perfect. But in a way, it's more demanding, but it's made more accessible. Holiness, perfection, and it's not the perfection of being or the perfection of action. If it was, nobody could live up to that. It's the perfection of charity. Come on. He just doesn't expect us to never make mistakes. Otherwise, He wouldn't have given us the sacraments. So it's not action, it's perfection of charity. That's why He's given us the sacraments. And God is saying, I believe you can do it. You got to believe it yourself. But I believe you can do it. I've come here to show you you can do it. I've come here to pay the price, die on the cross, make the sacraments available, participation in the divine life. So do it. Give it a chance, to use somewhat of a corny expression in talking about something so profound and holy like this. So it can be done. You and I need to actually open ourselves up, but we need to be willing to give God 100%, which means we make decisions. Some things got to go and some things got to stay. God bless you.